My phone rang at midnight. I almost did not answer, but that call changed my life. I was very tired that night. I lay in my bed and looked at the ceiling. The room was dark. The air was still. I closed my eyes. I wanted to sleep. Then my phone rang. I did not move at first. I thought, it is too late. It can wait. The phone stopped. I turned my body and pulled the blanket higher. I tried to sleep again. Then it rang again. This time the sound felt louder. It cut through the quiet room. I opened my eyes. My heart felt a little strange. Who would call me at midnight? I reached for my phone slowly. The screen was bright in the dark. I looked at the name. I froze. I knew that name, but I did not expect to see it again. Not at this time, not after so many years. My hand stopped in the air. I did not touch the screen. The phone kept ringing. My heart started to beat faster. I felt something deep inside me move. Old memories came back. Faces. Voices. A day I tried to forget. I swallowed. Why now? I thought. Why is this person calling me? The phone was still ringing. I wanted to ignore it. I wanted to turn off the sound and sleep, but I could not. My finger moved closer to the screen. Then it stopped again. I felt nervous. I did not know what I would hear. Would it be good news or bad news? Or something I was not ready for? The phone almost stopped again. In that moment, I felt afraid. Not of the call, but of the past. I took a slow breath. Just answer, I told myself. It is only a call. But deep down, I knew it was not just a call. It felt like a door I closed a long time ago. And now, someone was knocking. The ringing slowed down. 1 second, 2 seconds. I quickly tapped the screen. The room became silent again. I held the phone close to my ear, but I did not speak. For a moment there was nothing, only soft breathing from the other side. Then a voice came. "Hello." My heart stopped. I knew that voice. I had not heard it for years, but I could never forget it. I could not speak. My mouth felt dry. The voice came again, softer this time. "Is that you?" I closed my eyes. Everything around me disappeared. The dark room, the quiet night. Only that voice stayed. And in that moment, I knew. This night was not going to be normal. This call was going to change something in my life. I did not speak. I held the phone close to my ear. My hand felt cold. The voice on the other side waited. "Is that you?" It was soft, a little unsure. I opened my mouth, but no words came out. For a few seconds, we just stayed like that. 2 people, 1 call, both quiet. Then I took a small breath. "Yes," I said. My voice sounded strange to me. There was a short silence. Then the person said my name, slowly, carefully. I closed my eyes again. I knew this voice. I knew it very well. But I had not heard it for a long time. Years had passed. Still, I remembered. "How are you?" the voice asked. Such a simple question, but it felt heavy. "I'm fine," I said. "I'm just surprised." A soft sound came from the other side. Maybe a small laugh. Maybe just a breath. "Yeah," the person said. "I know it's late." I looked at the clock on my wall. 12:17 a.m. "Yes," I said. "It's very late." Another silence. It was not a comfortable silence. It felt full. Full of things we did not say. I sat up in my bed. I turned on the small lamp next to me. The warm light filled the room. But I still felt cold. "Why are you calling?" I asked. I tried to sound calm, but my voice was not steady. The person did not answer right away. I wasn't sure if you would pick up," she said. I gave a small dry laugh. "I almost didn't," I said. "I know," she said again. Then everything became quiet. I could hear their breathing, slow, Careful. Just like mine. My mind started to move. Old memories came back, one by one. We used to talk every day. We used to laugh a lot. We knew everything about each other. Then one day, it all stopped. A fight. Sharp words. Long silence. No calls. No messages. Nothing. I pressed my lips together. Why now? I asked again. This time my voice was lower. The person started, then stopped. I didn't know who else to call. Those words hit me hard. I sat very still. What do you mean? I asked. There was a long pause. I could feel something change. The air felt heavier. I'm sorry, she said suddenly. The words came out fast, like they had waited a long time. I'm really sorry for everything. I looked down at my hand. It was shaking a little. I did not answer. I remembered that day again, the last day we spoke, the anger, the pain, the way I walked away. I know I hurt you, she continued. I know I said things I should not say. My chest felt tight. I thought about calling many times, she said, but I was afraid. I closed my eyes. Afraid. That word stayed in my mind, because I was afraid too, for a long time. But tonight, she said softly, I had no choice. I opened my eyes. Something was different now. This was not just a late call. This was not just an apology. There was something more, something serious. I sat straighter. My heart started to beat faster again. What happened? I asked. This time I did not hide my worry. On the other side, I heard a deep breath. Then silence. 1 second. 2 seconds. I waited. The line was still quiet. I held my breath. I waited. Then I heard it. A slow, heavy breath from the other side. I'm at the hospital, she said. My heart dropped. I sat up straight. All alone? I asked. Yes, she said. My phone battery is low. I can't call many people. I looked at my own phone. The screen was still bright in my hand. What happened? I asked again. This time my voice was clear. I got into an accident, she said. It was not very big, but I had to come here. I felt a cold wave in my chest. Are you hurt? I asked quickly. My arm hurts, she said, and my head. A little. I stood up from my bed. I started to walk around my room. I did not know why. I just could not sit still. Did you see a doctor? I asked. Yes, she said. I am waiting now. Waiting. Alone. At midnight. I stopped walking. The room felt too small. Why didn't you call someone else? I asked. There was a short silence. I thought about it, she said, but I thought of you first. Those words hit me again, hard. I looked at the floor. My mind became full. Images came back. Old days. Old smiles. And also, that last fight. You shouldn't have called me, I said slowly. The words came out before I could stop them. The other side became very quiet. I know, she said after a moment, but I still did. I closed my eyes. My heart felt pulled in 2 directions. One side said, she hurt you, don't forget that. The other side said, she is alone, she needs help. I pressed my hand against my forehead. I don't understand, I said. After all this time, why me? Her voice became softer. Because you always came, she said. No matter what happened, you came. I did not speak. Because it was true. In the past, I always showed up. I stayed. I helped. I listened. Until the day I didn't. I didn't think you would answer, she continued. But when you did, I felt... She stopped. Felt what? I asked quietly. Safe, she said. That word broke something inside me. I sat down slowly on the edge of my bed. Safe. After everything, she still felt safe with me. I looked at the clock again. 12:31 a.m. Time was moving, but everything also felt still. "I don't have much time," she said suddenly. "My phone may die soon." My chest tightened. "Wait," I said. "Don't hang up." "I won't," she said. I don't know what to do." I could hear it now, the fear in her voice, the weakness. This was not the person I remembered, not the strong, loud, always in control person. This voice felt small, alone. "I'm in the waiting area," she said. "There are not many people here." I imagined it. Cold lights, empty chairs, a long night, and one person sitting there alone. I took a deep breath. My thoughts became louder. "This is not your problem. You don't owe her anything. Just stay on the phone, that's enough." But another voice spoke too. "What if she really needs you? What if this moment matters?" I looked at the door of my room, then back at my phone. "Can you stay on the line?" she asked softly. Her voice almost disappeared at the end. I closed my eyes. This was not just about the past anymore. This was about now, this moment, this night, and me. I opened my eyes again. My heart was beating fast. I knew I had to choose. Stay where I am, or step into that door again. I held the phone tighter, and I realized this call was not only about her, it was also about me. I held the phone in my hand. I did not move. Her breathing was still there. Soft, slow, weak. "I'm still here," she said quietly. "I know," I replied. My voice was low, but this time it was steady. I looked around my room. The light was on. My bed was warm. Everything felt safe. But my chest felt heavy. I stood up again. I walked to the window. I looked outside. The street was empty. The night was dark and silent. Everything looked still. But inside me, nothing was still. "I don't know what to do," she said. Her voice sounded smaller now. "I feel scared." I closed my eyes. That word again. Scared. I remembered something. There was a night long ago. I was the one who was scared. I called her, and she came. No questions, no delay. She just came. I opened my eyes slowly. The memory stayed with me, warm, clear. I took a deep breath. "Which hospital?" I asked. There was a pause. Then I heard a small sound, like she could not believe it. "City General Hospital," she said. My heart beat faster. It was not very far. I walked to my chair. I picked up my jacket. My hands moved before my mind was ready. "Stay on the line," I said. "I'm coming." The line went quiet for 1 second. Then I heard it. A soft breath. You don't have to," she said. But her voice was shaking. "I know," I said, "but I want to." I put on my shoes quickly. My hands were still a little cold, but my body felt warm now, alive. "I'm sorry," she said again. Her voice broke this time. "I know I hurt you." I stopped for a second. My hand rested on the door. "I know," I said. I did not say more, because I was not ready to forgive. Not yet. But I was ready to go. I opened the door. The hallway was quiet. The light was dim. I stepped outside. Each step felt real, clear. No more thinking, only moving. "I'm on my way," I said. "Okay," she whispered. I walked faster now, down the stairs, out of the building. The night air felt cold on my face. I took a deep breath. For the first time that night, my heart felt calm. Not because everything was okay, but because I made a choice. I did not run away. I did not hide. I chose to face it. I got into a taxi. I held the phone close. "I'm coming," I said again. This time my voice was strong, and deep inside I knew this was not just about helping her. This was the moment I stopped running from my past. The taxi stopped in front of the hospital. I paid quickly. I pushed the door open and stepped out. The air felt cold. The lights were bright. I walked into the building. Everything smelled clean. Too clean. The hallway was quiet. My footsteps sounded loud. "I'm inside," I said softly. "Okay," she replied. "I'm in the waiting area, near the window." I looked around. Then I saw her. She sat alone on a long chair. Her head was down. Her arm was wrapped in white. For a moment I stopped walking. She looked smaller than I remembered. Not the strong person from before. Not the one who always spoke first. Just her. Slowly she lifted her head. Our eyes met. Time felt strange. Not fast, not slow, just still. I walked toward her, step by step. I did not rush. I did not stop. When I stood in front of her, we said nothing. No hello, no smile, only silence. But this silence felt different, not heavy, not painful, just quiet. "I came," I said at last. She nodded. "I know," she said. Her eyes were a little red. "Thank you." I sat down next to her. There was a small space between us, not too far, not too close. We both looked ahead, at the empty chairs, at the white walls. "I was really scared," she said. Her voice was soft. "I didn't know who to call." I did not look at her. I just listened. "I almost didn't call you," she continued. "I thought you would hate me." I took a slow breath. "I don't hate you," I said. And it was true. The anger I held for so long, it was not as strong now. It was just tired. "I was hurt," I added. She nodded again. "I know," she said. "I remember everything." We sat there, no fight, no blame, just truth. Simple and clear. After a while she spoke again. "Do you remember that night?" she asked. "The night you called me, years ago." I smiled a little. "Yes," I said. "You came very fast." She let out a small breath. "I wanted to do the same," she said, "but I didn't." Her voice became quiet. "I'm sorry." I looked at her this time. Really looked. Not at the past, not at the mistake, just at the person in front of me. "I know," I said, and this time I felt it. Not just the words, but the meaning. A nurse walked by. The night moved slowly. We stayed there, talking a little, sitting in silence. No pressure, no need to fix everything. Outside, the sky began to change. Dark blue, then lighter. Morning was coming. I looked at the window. "We stayed the whole night," I said. She followed my eyes. "Yeah," she said softly. Then she looked at me. "Why did you come?" It was a simple question, but I knew my answer. I thought for a moment. Then I said, "Because I didn't want to lose you again." She did not speak, but her eyes changed. Something soft returned. Not the same as before, but something new, something quiet, something real. I leaned back in my chair. I felt tired, but also light. That night did not fix everything. We did not become the same again, but something opened, a small door, a new start. I looked at her, then I smiled a little. "Next time," I said, "don't wait so long to call." She smiled too, a small smile, but warm. "Okay," she said. I looked outside again. The sun was rising, and I realized that midnight call did not wake me up. It gave me a new beginning.